Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Cresson, Shurs, and Leverington for my August layout update. You should stick around until the end of the video as I have a big announcement about the future of this layout and the future of the channel. In the meantime, let's see what I've been able to get done since the last video. So the first thing that I'll add here is, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit for you guys. So on the retaining wall back here, by the river, I've added more of these supports. They're easier to see down here. Originally I only had like 3. I realized that didn't look very realistic. So what I did is I took this I-beam and I ended up cutting the back off the I-beam and then just gluing it in place after I painted it. Okay, so now you can see closely what I was able to do here. And I think that ended up looking really good. I've started some scenery back up in this area now, and I've used some walkway I bought for my last little layout and ended up doing sidewalks a different way, but I still had it, so I ended up putting it down here as a way for sort of the crews and the yard workers to get from what's eventually going to be, well, we'll get to that later, like a switch tower and yard depot sort of area over to the yard itself. And you can see what I did here is I filled in the gaps in between the little pre-made plastic pieces with some Tamiya putty, and then I didn't even really paint it. I painted other little detail in here to not make the Tamiya putty as noticeable, and I think it looks pretty good. I think it worked out really well. Moving on to the next area where I've made a significant amount of progress is going to be back here. Well, let's note that I did get the catenary poles in. I posted a couple of pictures of them on Instagram, and I think they look really good. We also have this little guy back here. I'm pretty proud of the way I did that footing. That's actually a plastic drinking straw, filled with Tamiya putty, shoved onto the end of the pole, and then painted very, very carefully with a detail brush. And I think the result is really good. So I am happy with the way those catenary poles came out. I am out of the bigger I-beam, so to do more poles, I will have to order more of that styrene, which I haven't gotten around to yet. Moving on to the other area that I've done a lot of work to is sort of making these buildings more permanent. I was able to finish another one of these gray IHC houses. In this case, it's the one on the left. I am very happy with the way that kit came out. I actually think I'm going to do a video. Whoop. I'm going to do a video on how I do these little IHC kits in the not too distant future, because it's hard to see on camera here, but I'm really happy with the mortar detail that I was able to get on that build. As part of that, I was able to do the little like patio back here behind the buildings, get some grass detail going back there, and do some fences behind these houses. So other notable areas of improvement on the layout, just a little more weathering on some different areas of sidewalk, adding a little bit of bushes over here off the end of this apartment building. Yeah, just little scenery touch-ups. And I'm currently building another house for this little area down here that'll eventually all be those 3-story houses. So I think that's pretty much it. So let's move on to the big announcement. Hi everyone, welcome back. And now for the big announcement. A few weeks ago, we put in an offer on a house and it was accepted. This past week, we got approved for our mortgage, so now we're waiting on closing, but we will be buying a house and moving. I will probably be moving sometime in October, so until then, things are going to slow down a little bit with the channel. I'm probably going to put up one more modeling video as I finish a twin to this house that I'm building right here that I talked about earlier. But beyond that, I'm going to do a boxing video as opposed to an unboxing. When I put all my trains away and just sort of do a meet the fleet type video format. Moving forward, what this means for the channel is I will be going on hiatus probably between late September, early October, and realistically January. There's a bunch of stuff that I need to do to the house once we move in. Not a bunch of stuff. There is some stuff that I need to do to the house once we move in, and that will eat up a lot of my free time. This layout will be coming with me, and I will continue to run trains on it, and, do odds and ends stuff here and there. But from there, the house does have a pretty big basement. So it does need some serious finishing work, but what I'm going to do is finish out at least part of it myself, and that's going to leave me with a pretty sizable train room and a chance to build a new big layout. So I will be taking you guys through that planning process as both I work on finishing out the train room and as I start to plan my next layout. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope you guys are too. So hopefully I'll be back with that layout build by about this time next year. So stay tuned. I'll still be posting videos, unboxings, reviews, little modeling videos, but I'm excited for the next chapter.